I've been going to North Point for about 5 years now, and growing up, I went to church a lot with my family, but I think when I got into when I got into middle school, I kind of stopped going because my family just quit going. And during that time, I don't know, I just felt that God wasn't a priority in my life, and like it just kind of something I didn't think about a whole lot because growing up, I was kind of more forced to go to church than it being actually my decision. So I don't know if that was just me being, a rebellious teen, or if that was me just not really knowing that that would be something important in my life, but that's kind of how that started for me.
It was a normal day, and my brother went into work. He worked to come and go for like a few months, and he had tried to like get off drugs. And I mean, he passed his test, so I mean, he got the job, and it was one day he went to work and it was fine, but he didn't come home in time, like when he was supposed to get off. And my parents got the phone call from the emergency room saying that Zach had overdosed and he wasn't supposed to live, but he did. And I can just remember like I was at home by myself and I was like sobbing. I was like, no one else understands this. So I had to turn to God, like no one really understood, so.
And also I went to church camp last year and I went to camp this year too. And I think those are probably the biggest defining moments as far as finding God and finding, who I am and stuff, because I mean, that's kind of the point I realized that it was really real, because when you see a room full of 100+ people crying their eyes out because they're worshiping that hard, I don't think you can really deny anything, as far as that. But I think it was really this year at camp, I think was kind of the time that I broke through and I knew for sure that this was the direction I wanted to go and stay with. And so I think about a month or two after that, I made the decision to get baptized, and that felt great. That's top 5 things I've done in my life, honestly.
So I had been to a previous church, and at that church I felt like I was obligated to go, just because I had a few friends that went, and it was something that was really important to them. And then one of my other friends invited me here, and it got me involved with worship. And I think that's something that God has really made me grow in. Just like being on stage and in front of people. This time last year, I would have never seen myself on stage leading people in worship.
I mean, my mom had been talking to me for a while about getting baptized, and I don't know, I just didn't know if I was ready to take that step. And the timing fell pretty good for me because it was about a month after we got back from camp is when baptisms were going on. And I remember it was the last night of camp. We were in a really deep worship session, and I was talking to Marcus, leader over at the Nixa campus, and I had him pray for me, and I felt, I don't know, how to describe it, but I just felt the presence of God in me. And I really think that made me want to get baptized, because I didn't have any more doubts in my mind. Because I really think that's the reason I didn't in the first place, is because I was on board with, I went to church and I prayed and all that, but I wasn't quite sure yet, because it's a really big decision you have to make. And I feel like that moment really helped me make that decision, and that's really what made me want to get baptized.
Fouroneseven, well, it's pretty much my weekly routine. So practices Tuesday and Wednesdays, and just being able to be with some awesome students and the people that I love, and I don't know, I've just been praying about it a lot, and I catch myself before service praying that I can learn to love the people more than the songs that I sing. I think that's super important, to not do worship for the selfish reasons.
And going to North Point, I think a lot of things have definitely changed in my life. God has become a very much bigger focus in my life, and I think rather than just kind of ignoring like problems now, I kind of look to him to help me get through it, or even if I don't realize at the moment he's getting me through a problem, it kind of like in the back of my head, I know that I can trust that. And you know, any decisions I make, I know that, you know, I'll have help with them from him. And it's kind of a better feeling to have that, because back when I didn't have that, it's like, you know, when you had a problem, I'd feel bad about it more length of time than I would now. So I just think, you know, that's been a major change in my life. See, in the last year or two, I think my life has really changed, and I think I've grown as a person and as a Christian. I joined the worship team earlier this year, and so, I mean, that also, I like that just because, well, I feel like going to this church has given me a lot through my life, and having the opportunity to kind of give back to everybody else and helping them along their journey to kind of get where I'm at, I feel it's just a great thing. So if I can do that, I would love to.